Oh, hi. I was just looking at this cool dinosaur toy I found. Oh, sorry, my mistake. That's not a dinosaur at all. But then again, what is a dinosaur? Most people tend to assume that dinosaur just means anything that's big and dead and extinct and only known from fossils. But in actuality, dinosaur is more of a specific term than just anything that's big and dead and fossilized. After all, you wouldn't call a woolly mammoth a dinosaur, would you? It doesn't help that a lot of prehistoric animals, most notably reptiles, look a lot like dinosaurs, but are not true dinosaurs due to certain anatomical differences. So, what can we do to help distinguish dinosaurs from other prehistoric life? What can help me not confuse a primitive synapsid like Dimetrodon with a tyrannosaur like T-Rex? First, let's get some names down. The name game, etymology. The term dinosaur was coined first by Sir Richard Owen and is derived from the Greek dinos, meaning terribly great, and sauros, meaning lizard or reptile. Now, we know dinosaurs are reptiles, but we know for certain they aren't lizards. But back in Richard Owen's time, that's what they were seen as, giant prehistoric monitor lizards, but since then our image of dinosaurs has changed. Dinosaurs actually come from a much more ancient lineage of reptile known as the archosaurs, or ruling reptiles. Interestingly enough, this is also the lineage of reptiles that includes crocodiles. Now, this does not mean that crocodiles are dinosaurs. This just means that they're related to dinosaurs. They both came from the same branch on the reptile family tree. They are both related, the same way you and your cousin came from the same grandparent. The Archosaur family tree itself is split into two major lineages. On one side you have Pseudosuchia, which is crocodiles and all of their extinct relatives, and Ornithodyra, which is dinosaurs and all of their extinct relatives. Speaking of those relatives, Ornithodyra also includes the flying pterosaurs, close relatives of the dinosaurs that are often confused for them and are known by their much more common colloquial nickname, pterodactyls. Pterodactyls were their own unique separate branch of prehistoric reptile that could have an entire video dedicated to their evolution alone, as there's a multitude of millions of different forms that evolved all throughout the Mesozoic era, or the Age of Reptiles. Like their dinosaur cousins, pterodactyl's name is Greek in origin, and it means winged finger from pteros and dactyl, in reference to the strange elongated pinky finger these animals had that helped suspend their wings, which were made up of fleshy skin membranes, akin to that of a modern bat. Pterodactyls came in a multitude of different sizes, from as small as tiny little finch-sized Anurognathus ammoni, to giant Azhdarchids like Quetzalcoatlus northropi, which rivaled modern bomber jets in size. It should also be worth mentioning that most, if not all, of these animals were covered in soft, fuzzy, hair-like filaments called pycnofibers, likely used in insulation or helping to keep the animal warm. Okay, so we've established what dinosaurs are. They're ornithodyrran archosaurian reptiles. But what physical characteristics should we be looking for to help distinguish them from other prehistoric animals? Well, for starters, we can take a look at some of their bones. Like most other archosaurian reptiles, dinosaurs have multiple large openings within their skull, called fenestra. The most notable of these fenestrae are the antorbital fenestrae, which sit just in front of the eyes, but behind the nose, the nares, or nostril holes, and the mandibular fenestrae, which sit in the middle parts of the jaw. And, like all reptiles, dinosaurs have two pairs of temporal fenestrae in the back of their skull, used for storing jaw muscles. This anatomical characteristic allows us to classify dinosaurs as diapsids, the lineage of land-living, egg-bearing tetrapods, or land-living vertebrates, of which all reptiles, including archosaurs and by proxy dinosaurs, belong to. This contrasts with synapsids, the other major lineage of land-living vertebrates that only have one pair of temporal fenestrae within their skulls, used for storing jaw muscles, of which mammals, such as ourselves, are a subset of. Synapsida also includes multiple other extinct lineages of animal, including this poor Dimetrodon, which I unfortunately misfamiliarized. That's right, this sail-backed weirdo is more closer to you or I than he will be to any dinosaur. Heck, he lived long before even the first dinosaurs appeared on the planet. But that's a topic for another video. Getting back to dinosaurs, another physical characteristic to look out for is the position of their legs. Unlike most modern reptiles, and curiously like birds, dinosaurs have upright positioned legs, almost perpendicular to the ground. They stand upright. They don't sprawl with their legs out like a lizard or crocodile would. For example, if you take a look at the beautiful Monolophosaurus jiangyi in my poster back here, you'll see his legs are pointed downward rather than sprawling out to the side like a lizard. Another thing to look out for is foot anatomy. Dinosaurs are digitigrade, meaning that they walk on their toe bones, or metatarsals, while their heel sticks up out in the air, never touching the ground. This is the opposite of what we have, which is called plantigrade foot, where both our heel and our metatarsals, or toes, touch the ground as we walk. Curiously enough, pterosaurs are plantigrade rather than digitigrade like their dinosaur cousins. Just another little difference between pterodactyls and dinosaurs there. Dinosaur hip anatomy is really important in dinosaur identification and research, especially considering we classify dinosaurs literally based on their hip shape. Dinosaur hips are made up of 3 large bones: the ilium at the top, the ischium in the back, and most importantly, the pubis in the front. If a dinosaur's pubis points forward, then it is a saurischian dinosaur, or lizard-hipped dinosaur, due to its hip resembling that of a lizard. If its pubis points backward to make room for a larger gut, then it is an ornithischian, or bird-hipped dinosaur. Though do note there are some saurischian dinosaurs that have a ornithischian condition, such as, well, birds themselves. Birds are descended from the lineage of dinosaurs known as theropods, the beast-foot dinosaurs. These dinosaurs are characterized by their strict bipedalism, meaning they only walk on their hind legs, and are known for their carnivorous tendencies. They're meat-eaters more often than not, and are usually the top predators of their environment, though there are some exceptions. Outside of birds, the theropod lineage also includes dinosaurs such as the beautiful Monolophosaurus jiangyi in the back, as well as this little Archaeopteryx lithographica, but also other predatory dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus rex, Giganotosaurus carolinii, Velociraptor mongoliensis with its sharp sickle claws. Traditionally, theropods are classified as saurischians, despite being the family from which birds evolved out of, not ornithischians as you might expect. That being said, most derived bird-like theropods, including Velociraptor, actually have more ornithischian-esque hips, with a pubis that points backwards. Another similarity between birds and a lot of dinosaurs, not just theropods, is hollow pneumatic bones. This is best exemplified with the sauropod dinosaurs, or long-necked plant-eating dinosaurs such as the Brachiosaurus altithorax behind me. Sauropod dinosaurs actually have large, hollow bones, making them much more lightweight than if they were full and compact. This is likely why some plant-eating dinosaurs were able to grow to such titanic sizes without crushing underneath their own body weight, much like any mammal that size would. Okay, well, that seems to be some major anatomical characteristics that we can use to distinguish dinosaurs and tell them apart from other prehistoric animals. We certainly won't be getting any Permian Pelycosaurus mixed up with any of our long-necked sauropods, that's for sure. Hopefully next time you go to a place such as a natural history museum, you'll be able to tell which animals are dinosaurs and which ones aren't. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you learned something new today and potentially may have sparked an interest in you for dinosaur biology and physiology and anatomy, or if you just like dinosaurs as much as I do. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some coelophysoid material I need to identify and properly classify. Wouldn't want another Syntarsis situation now, would we? I want the dinosaur!